Name's Joy. Nice to meet ya. So, real quick, um, I am making this video for a multitude of reasons, but I guess it would just have to be to help other people out and also to get my thoughts out. This is honestly just gonna be some random ramblings of mine. I know, I'm cute. Anywho, so basically, my story is kind of a long one, but hopefully it will help others. And believe me, I know that it sounds completely unbelievable and insane, but believe me, sometimes life is so much crazier than fiction. So, here we go. Bear with me, by the way. It all started, my story starts back in January of 2025. It's literally like 4 days into the new year, and I am getting these severe stomach pains. Feels like someone is stabbing my stomach, and it gets higher and higher at different intervals. All right, and closer intervals. I'm talking, I am literally like gripping the seat of my chair so hard that my fingers, okay, are turning like white. Not pink, not yellow, like white. That is how hard I am gripping it. And it just feels like someone is stabbing my stomach. I'm thinking, oh my word, what did I eat? Am I having an allergic reaction? Am I having food poisoning? GERD? What is going on? I don't know. So, thankfully, my sister-in-law, love her so much. Shout out to you. You know who you are. Anywho, she comes by my apartment at the time, drives me to the nearest hospital, go to the nearest hospital and get checked in. Sometime later, my brother gets off of work, joins us, and we're in the ER. And, they're doing all these tests on me and everything else, and scans and all of that. And they tell me that I have some, what's it called? There are some masses on my colon. I'm like, what do you mean, masses on my colon? Okay. Mind you, at this time, they have given me a cocktail of, um, pain drugs because that's how hard my pain is. And that's how high my pain is. And frankly speaking, here, I was still in pain even with that cocktail of pain meds. Well, come to find out, they then are like, okay, well, you have to stay in the hospital for a couple days, put me on a liquid diet. At which point, my family and friends and stuff came to visit me and comfort me because, I'm loved. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, so my family comes and visits me in the ER in the hospital. Yay. And while that happens, um, they're like, okay, we're gonna schedule you for a colonoscopy. So they schedule me for a colonoscopy, and I'm like, all right, sure. By the way, they put me on a liquid diet. Oh my gosh. Ew. Oh my gosh. It was a lot of like just Gatorade, water, and broth. Beef bone broth and chicken broth. Oh, dear gosh, why? I mean, I know it we like had to do it for the colonoscopy, but like, just, ew. And then don't even get me started on the solution. Nasty, 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 nasty. Oh, for anyone who has to get a colonoscopy, have mercy on them. It is not an easy process, and the prep work is horrid. End of. Thank you. Anywho, so that being said, yay. Um, do that. And um go over and I get the colonoscopy. Come out of it, and they tell me that those masses on my colon were in fact, drumroll please, cancer. Now this time we don't really know what type of cancer it is, benign or malignant, but we just know that there are tumors on my colon caused by a genetic defect which is called polyposis, which affects less than 1% of the population. And for those of you who don't know, all right, because I didn't know up until this point, is that what polyposis is that it essentially, there are these tiny little polyps up and down your GI tract. And these polyps have the potential to become colon cancer or cancer, which unfortunately mine did, because once you have polyposis, there's like a 97% chance that you're going to get cancer. And it's going to, the polyps are going to group together to form cancer. Now, mind you, I am not an oncologist, all right? I am not a doctor. I'm just trying to explain my situation the best that I can. All right, so if there's miscommunication or anything like that, take it with a grain of salt. This is the disclaimer. All right, don't take me to court or nothing, or say, this random chick on the internet, she gave me like bad advice and she's a medical expert. No, I'm already going through cancer. Don't try to sue me. Which honestly would not work in your favor, because I don't got money like that, because I have cancer, because I am paying for my treatments. So, you can't get blood out of a stone here. Come on. Anywho, so I already said before, these are my ramblings. I told you I was going to do ramblings, so here are my ramblings, and I'm still going with my ramblings. If you've already gone this far, you might as well come for the rest of the story and conclusion. All right? Okay. So, at this time, they tell me that I have tumors on my colon. And apparently, the tumors were so large. There were 2 tumors that were so large, they were pressing up against my other internal organs, causing my severe pain. Mind you, whenever they told me this, I was, again, very much on a cocktail of pain medication, so I took it surprisingly well. I mean, the medication faded, and then I freaked out like there was no tomorrow, but while it was happening, again, on medication. So, much needed medication against stabbing stomach pains. Woo! So, after that, came back home, stayed with my aunt so she could, take care of me and baby me. And ordinarily, my mom, who is a nurse, would actually take care of me. But at the time, she and my sister were actually already all the way over visiting family, right, across the pond. Okay. and visiting family and friends over across the pond in a different country. I will not say which one. Okay. And um, it was, and also for different personal reasons as well. But while everything was happening over here, um, they were over there, and they were not happy about it because um, I am what's it called? I'm in the freaking ER for goodness sake, and they're freaking out, and so they're having to like rearrange their schedules and just try to find the nearest flight to come back home for me, of which I am eternally grateful for my family. All right. Um, they have been my rock. All of my family and friends have been my rock throughout this entire journey and ordeal, and it's still going, which sucks. But again, here we are. Anywho, basically, um, while they were gone, came back, and I was a bit of a couch potato while I was having to digest the news. Um, and I had to take time off of work. I work as a respiratory therapist on night shift. Told my boss, all right, yeah. Told her the basics. I'm like, yeah, so I can't come into work because I have to go and stay in the ER for medical issues, which my boss was understanding about that. So, yay, you know, she works in the medical field. She knows how it is. Life is not predictable. Life is very unpredictable, which again sucks so very much. Boo. And she's like, okay, don't worry, it's fine. And she got somebody to cover my shift. Woo! Then we go, fast forward, and come March, I am scheduled to get my colon removed. Now, the plan was to get my entire colon removed because it again had tumors. And whenever they did another colonoscopy before that, sometime in February, they found out that it was in fact malignant. And this just isn't that just lovely, right? That's just freaking lovely. Mind you, before I landed in the hospital, I had no idea that I had colon cancer at all. Because usually polyposis, especially familial adenoid polyposis, if I'm saying that right, which is specifically the disease I had or have, is usually passed down from one or both parents, and it is a dominant genetic trait. So, boo. Yeah, that's fun. Funny thing is that up until that point, my mom, she took a genetic testing, and all clear, nothing. Dad refused, but he's still doing fine to my knowledge. He won't say anything different, I guess. I don't know. He's being stubborn. Anywho. And so we don't know where the heck this came from. And then there is also a very slim chance that I just won the lucky genetic bingo that again affects less than 1% of the population, and it just randomly showed up in my DNA.